We should learn also that 11 years ago, another set of legislators had the same challenge and they took a pass. We had Winter Storm Uri, and we said, when we moved the chairs around the Titanic and said, let's move on.
New information on last year's Winter Storm Uri. The Texas House of Representatives holding a summit today in Austin. They're marking the anniversary of the deadly storm that crippled our state's power grid.
Along with government officials, the summit included testimony from doctors, emergency personnel, Texas residents, and extreme weather experts. One major focus of the summit was calling for an accurate count of just how many Texans died during the storm. Although the official death toll is 246 victims, one medical expert who spoke at the summit says it could be much higher, estimating it could be as high as 814 people.
There needs to be more effort made on the part of the state to establish just how many people died. They owe that to the survivors, the families of the people who died.
Doctors also sharing the challenges they faced trying to reach patients in need at home, including those with cancer and undergoing hospice care. We also spotted San Antonio District 10 Councilman Clayton Perry at the summit, who says several failures happened during the storm.
We failed at every level. We failed at the city, and the city owns SAWS, San Antonio Water System, and we own CPS. And we failed in those two organizations also. It's sad. I don't care if it was one person or 200 or 800 people that died. We failed in communicating, we failed on preparing, and we failed at recovering also.
One of the failures Councilman Perry says happened on the city level was that the emergency notification system used to send COVID-19 alerts out during the pandemic was not used to send out information during the storm. Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan joining us now in the Weather Center.
Yeah, he has more on what San Antonio looked like a year ago today, Chris.
It was unbelievable. I mean, it was an absolute crush on the electric grid. There's a lot of blame to go around in many different areas locally across the state. This is the temperature map 1 year ago after getting about 4 inches of snow in San Antonio. I mean, this is the air temperature, not the wind chill. And you can see how and the reason why there was so much demand for energy to stay warm, and this was a long duration event. And let's not forget, the entire state had a winter storm warning in effect. Never seen that before. All of Oklahoma and Arkansas, most of Louisiana had a winter storm warning in effect here. So last time we had anything like that before was in the 50s. It can happen again, as we've seen here before. It can happen, maybe every once a lifetime, twice a lifetime. We know it can happen, and there are a lot of corrections that were made because of what we went through last year. We had that little bit of an Arctic blast earlier this month with a little bit of ice, but it was not nearly the magnitude of what we had a year ago. But we saw, for the most part, we were able to keep the power on, and that was a good trial run. So this evening, temperatures are looking really pretty good. We're not thinking about an Arctic blast, but I do have a couple of cold fronts I want to talk about, and a strong one later next week. We're going to do that, Jonathan, here in just about 10 minutes.
All right, Chris.